Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing great. So let's see another video in array playlist, and the problem is maximum product sub array. So in this problem we are given an integer array nums and we have to find a sub array that has the largest product and return the product. Okay. So basically let's understand what is a sub array first. Okay, what is a sub array? So sub array is a set of contiguous elements. Okay, set of contiguous elements. That is the elements which are together. Like these. This is a subarray. This is a subarray. Okay. This is a subarray. But if you say this, this and this, if you cannot combine them together. So subarray is elements which are contiguous, like adjacent to each other. Okay. So we have to find a subarray which has the maximum product. Okay, it should have maximum product. Alright. I hope you understood what the problem is. Now let's see this test case first. So in this test case, right, let's take different subarrays. Let's say we have one subarray 2, 3. Then we have 2, 3, minus 2. We have 2, 3, minus 2, 4. This is a subarray. Then we have 3, 2. Right? 3, minus 2, sorry. 3, minus 2, 4. These are some subarrays, okay? And if you find out the product, here you will get 6. Here you will get 6 minus 12. Here you will get minus 6 minus 12 minus 48. Okay. Here you get minus 6. And here you get minus 24. So if you see, we have to find the maximum product, right, of a subarray. And among all these values, maximum is this one. So this is a maximum product subarray. And output, in that we have to return the product. So output is 6, which is the product. Okay, so if you see, output is 6. So guys, I hope you understood what basically they are asking us in the problem, right? And let's see one more test case. Okay, let's see one more test case. Alright. So here if you see this test case, okay. Here if you see, like, you have some of these as your subarray, right? Minus 1, 4, and you have 4 alone, and minus 1, 4 we have already taken. Okay. So if you see the product, this is 3, this is minus 4, this is minus 12, and this is only 4. So the maximum here is 4. So this will be the output. Okay, so this is basically only subarray. Subarray can also have one element. Okay, so this is a subarray which has the maximum product. Alright. So guys, I hope you understood what the problem is, right? Now let's see how we can approach it. Okay, let's take this test case first. So see, one basic approach is that I will just keep a variable product and initialize it with 1. Okay, I will take a variable product and I will initialize it with 1. And I will go to each element one by one and just update the product. Okay. And also I will have a, let's say, variable answer in which I will be storing the maximum product which I have encountered till now. So let's iterate. So first I go to 2. So this will be 1 into 2. Then, so 2 is greater than 0, we will update it. Then we go to 3. So 2 into 3 will become 6. And 6 is greater than 2, so we'll update it. Then we go to minus 2. So 6 into minus 2, it becomes minus 12. But it's not greater than 6, so we will not update this 6. Then we go to 4. So minus 12 into 4, it becomes minus 48. And this is not greater than 6, so we will not update it. So our output for this case is 6. Okay, output is 6, which is the maximum product. Okay, let's see the same approach in the other test case, which is 3 minus 1. 4. Okay. So here we have taken product, which is equal to, one second, we have taken product, which is equal to 1, and we have taken answer as equal to 0. We come to 3, we update 1 into 3, 3, and we update this. Then we go here, we come to minus 1. So this will become 3 into minus 1, it becomes minus 3. We will not update this. And here it becomes minus 3 into 4 will become 12, minus 12. So according to our previous approach, right, output of this test case becomes 3. Right, output comes 3. But this is not the maximum product, right? This is the maximum product. So what we can do, we have iterated from this side to this side, right? What we can do is we can iterate from this side to this also. That is from right to left, right to left. Earlier we have iterated from left to right. So see what happens in that case. Okay, again initialize your product to 1 because now we are starting from the other side. So here you come to 4. You write 1 into 4 will come what? 4, which is greater than answer, right? So you'll update it. Now you go here, it becomes 4 into minus 1 becomes minus 4. You will not update answer. Then you go to 3, you will become minus 4 into 3, minus 12. You will not update answer. So now you see output comes out to be 4, which is the correct output. Okay, so see guys, now the question is that why I need 2 traversals, right? Why I need 2 traversals from left to right and then from right to left. So see, because of this negative, right? Because of this negative, you may encounter problem. See, earlier what happened? One thing is that since this negative was there, right? So that's why it becomes minus 3 and then you do 4. So it becomes minus 12. Okay. Also, since you are iterating it one by one, right? You are just adding one element. It might happen that because of this negative, you may encounter a more value product. Okay. Let's take one more test case. Let's say you have 4, 0, 5, 6. Okay. So now here see. If you, let's say your product is, okay, product is 1 and answer is initially 0. So you get 4, right? You have 4 here and you updated 4. Then it comes 0. So 4 into 0 will become 0. Now once your product becomes 0, right, you have to update it. Why? Because see, if you multiply again anything with this, right, you will get 0 only. That doesn't make any sense. So once your product becomes 0, just update it to 1. So now if you come here, you will have 5, which you will update. Then you come here, you will have 6. So 5 into 6 will become 30. Then you will update it 30. Right, like this. So whenever your product becomes 0, right? Your product becomes 0, you have to update it to 1. So I hope you guys understood the approach and the dry run. Let's see the code quickly. So in the code, right, as we have discussed, we will be doing 2 traversals, one from left to right and other from right to left. Initially I have taken current as 1 and this maximum I have taken int min. You can take it as, you have to take it as int min, right? Because you cannot take it as 0. Why? Because see, let's say you have every element as negative here, right? Then if you take answer to be 0, your output will become 0, come out to be 0. But ideally, it should not be, right? So just take it as int min and then you will start traversal. Every time just multiply and if update the maximum also. And if it becomes 0, update it to 1. Similarly, you again set current to 1 and you start from the back and traverse. And at last you can return the maximum value. So let's understand the time complexity, which is O of n plus n, which becomes O of n. And space complexity is constant, which is O of 1, because we are not using any extra data source. So guys, I hope you understood this problem and the approach. Let me know in the comments if you have any doubt. If you found the video helpful, please like it, share with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.